And we're going to be talking from the premise of a heartbreak. I mean, what is love without heartbreak? Some people say. Some persons also say that, look, if you haven't had a heartbreak before, then probably you were not in love at first. Maybe true, maybe not. She may clarify. We have live in the studio with us Malaika Bowei. She's a broadcaster and a relationship counselor. Good to have you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
How do you do?
Very well. I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
A whole lot has been said about heartbreak. Some persons feel emptiness. Some persons feel that the trust that they actually give onto someone has been broken because of their behavior, their character, whatever it is that they have built around them in terms of the reasons why they even started the relationship in the first place. What for you are the recent deal breakers in your period as a counselor?
Well, I think at this moment, there's no honesty. Everybody is bringing out their best foot forward. So you meet a guy or you meet a girl and they are not what they seem. The girls now, you could buy your nose, you could buy eyelashes, you could buy hair, you could buy complexion, you could buy butt, you could buy a lot of things, right? And, you get into this relationship and the inside is empty. The content is empty. A lot of people right now work on container. They work on the outside. They work on what they look like, what they want to be perceived as. But they don't, work on the content of the person, right? So you get into a relationship with this seemingly nice guy or an amazing lady, and 3 months down the line, the veil is off. And you're finding out this guy is a cheat. All the things he said he had, he didn't have it. He said he had a house. He was probably squatting with someone. The lady who said she was this, she was that, she was this. Everybody began to see who they really are, right? Now comes the trust issues. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. And give it a few months, everybody is, it's more like, since I don't trust you, what can I grab from you before I go? So the lady is asking for an iPhone 16. She's asking for a new hair. She's asking because she knows this is not going to last. And the guy is saying, listen, I'm giving you all of these things, so you got to pay me back with your body. So for the guy, it's good. I take the body. I do all the styles I like with the body. I give you a phone. Everybody stays happy. After some time, we all move our separate ways. So these days, right now, the reasons people break up, it's flimsy. I think the foundation is because they don't get to find out who it is that they're getting into this relationship with. So you get in, you find it's absolute nonsense, you go out, you find the next person, the cycle repeats. So you see a young girl, 7 exes, 4 exes, a guy, of course, will have an average of 6 or 7 exes before they get married. So it's just a crazy thing happening right now.
So these things you've highlighted, are they the reasons why we have a high rate of divorce amongst our teeming youth population? And these days, even people don't want to get involved in marriages anymore because they feel that the people who are in it are not even happy about it.
A lot of people who are married right now are absolutely not happy in the marriage. Like a whole lot of people who are in the marriage right now are looking forward to the point where they get to leave. That's the thing, right? Have you found out that the number of persons who are divorcing, right, are not the older generation?
Yeah.
They are not, you barely see, the man is 60, or the people from that generation are not divorcing. It's the people from this generation, right, who get married and after 3 years, I'm checking out. It's, it's not a party. You're not checking out, right? So the issue right now is that you find people who do not understand what the marriage institution is all about. I mean, you go to school for you to get a degree, you spend 4 years being taught on a particular course. You get admission to study physics or chemistry, and you spend 4 years being taught the different angles and different sides of chemistry. And they don't call you and start teaching you agriculture, or they teach you education. You sit 4 years. So why are we getting into the marriage institution, which is going to last more than 4 years, which is going to be about the next 50 or 60 years of your life, and you basically do not have any idea of how that institution works? I see a lot of girls who get married because their friends got married. So you find girls who say, oh, my mates are getting married. Grab any guy, jump in, answer a missus. For some persons, they just want to wave their hand and let you see, their rings. For some persons, you just want a guy that they can post on social media and say, oh, my boo bought me these flowers, my babe, all of that. So both the men and the women do not understand what the marriage institution is all about. So they jump in with all the paparazzi, and guess what? At around 6 o'clock after your wedding, we all say bye-bye to you. And then you begin to realize that it's now you and you. All the people who came, all the pictures, the bridal shower, we are going to pepper them. It's ending 6 or 7 o'clock on your wedding. Now the real life begins, and they find out that they are not equipped, they are not ready for this thing called marriage.
Now, we've seen several institutions and their role in marriages.
What institutions?
Several institutions. I mean, from traditional institutions, we've seen religious institutions. I mean, you mentioned that you have to go through 4 years in order to get a degree. I mean, if it took you that time, then you should be able to take even more, because you're going to spend more in a relationship than you've spent in getting a degree. So, but what you wonder really, are there even specific licensed marriage institutions you could go to and then learn marriage? Do they even exist? But we've seen churches step into that plate. We've seen mosques also step into that plate, where, for instance, if you are engaged, you are entitled to 6 months, 3 months of some sort of talk or single nest into marriage, that kind of thing, So you wonder, when you have all those things and you still see divorce, does it mean that the society is broken and there's nothing anyone can do about it? It is just what it is.
Society right now is broken, yes. But you see, the ones who are having amazing marriages are still having amazing marriages. There's a lot of people who are having super duper amazing marriages. It's just that the number of persons who are having horrible marriages are more, and they are the ones who come to cry, blue mother foul on Facebook.
So you feel that people who have bad marriages are more than those who have good marriages?
A lot more people are having more bad marriages.
Bad marriages than good marriages.
A lot more people. And it still goes down to the foundation. You don't understand what, for example, you meet a guy, he proposes, you're like, oh, you're doing all of that. And, the other flower. Let me tell you something. When my husband proposed to me, it was, I lived somewhere in New Haven. It was, NEPA had taken lights, so there was no lights. He had this Nokia Touch, the one that had a blue screen, and then so he took up the camera and he was flashing the torchlight on my face, and he was like, "Listen, babe, I like to marry you. I love you." And this was just me and him, right? Just me and him in my parlor. No paparazzi, no friends to say yes, say yes. So the problem is that remember that your life, it moves in the direction of your sites. So we are all on Facebook. We are seeing the beautiful proposal of this girl, the other proposal of that one. So that's all you think that marriage is. Then you get married and you find out that you've got to wake up in the morning and you have to clean up the house. You find out that, look, you've got to make food for this man. You find out that when you get pregnant, you've got to wake up and take care of the child. Nobody ever told you all of those things. A lot of women right now are exhausted. Being a mother is exhausting. Yeah. Because you have 3 kids, your child is mommy this, mommy that, mommy this, mommy that, and your husband is there, your children are there, your in-laws are there. They expect you to be the amazing wife that they married. So the pressures are plenty and they just give up. Right. And then in all of that, the man believes now that you're going to remain the slim, slender, figure 8,
all along,
half-naked girl, you wear all of the half-naked stuff that, got him attracted to you, right? And then you get pregnant. And then you begin to change. The belly begins to come out. The face, the nose starts going from east to west. You're becoming darker. And this is not the person that he married. Then the stretch mark starts appearing on the very fine flat stomach that he saw, right? And then guess what? You give birth to the child, and somewhere in his mind he's thinking that you're going to snap back and go back to that girl, and you never do.
Yeah. So do you think that also fuels some of these issues?
Because the picture that he had of you is, this. And the first child comes, disfigures the baby. Second child comes, disfigures the baby. The third child or the fourth child, then you have to start getting used to the you that you're seeing right now. And a lot of men, we are not taught by their parents that this is what you're going to see. Unfortunately, the men who are saying all of this nonsense, pushing their wives to the gym. Go to the gym. How many women do you see? A lot more women than men, because
Absolutely.
the men are putting pressure. No, 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 no. I don't like this fat. You need to go back to what you used to be. So a woman who just gave birth 2, 3 months ago is hitting the gym, trying to get back in the shape. I promise you, you're not getting back into that shape.
I mean, that's also part of the reasons why you would say that the call for plastic surgery is increasing every now and then. I mean, that totally, you know, not that discussions, but then I also wanted to ask, just as you're building a love or thinking about love over somebody or about to get into a love relationship, should you also be building this thought about deal breakers? Because again, people say, look, yes, I could go into a love relationship with you, but there's certain things I will not take. Should that be one of the things you should do before you get into a love relationship with someone?
Let me just move back a bit. I'll track back a bit, right? The problem that we're also having is that the person who wants to get into a relationship doesn't even know herself.
Really?
You know, I see people now 22, 21, 20, they want to answer a message, right? You don't know yourself. You haven't even figured out yourself first. You haven't figured out what direction you want to go in life. You haven't figured out what you want to be as a woman, because when you know who you are and what you want to be, then you can find out who will suit you in that journey. Right, before I got married at 26, and by 26, I was already a head of operations of a radio station, you know, somewhere in Anambra State, Blaze FM, right? And I already knew I was going to be a broadcaster. I already knew that I was going to, you know, go left, right, travel around. I was going to live a busy life. So I needed a man who was going to understand that I need to pursue my career. I need to make a name for myself. I need to make a brand for myself. So yes, I love you, you know, but I need to make sure that, look, you suit in. I had 10 suitors. I had people who were in the UK. I had people who were in the US. You won't believe it, but one of the things that I said to myself is, if I'm going to marry you, you would not have any plan to relocate abroad. There's no abroad anywhere in your future, because for me, I love Nigeria. I love Enugu State. Here I live. Here I stay. Here I die.
Why is that, though?
I don't know. I love Nigeria.
Okay.
I love Nigeria. I love being here. I just don't like being a second-class citizen anyway. I don't like the fact that I have to be someone, I have to prove to you my identity. I can't get some things because I'm not from you. No, no, no. I just don't like that kind of people.
Even if it's about bettering your life.
I promise you, a whole lot of people who live in Nigeria are living amazing lives, more than the people you think who have gone to the UK or the US.
Well,
right. All right. So
that's contested, but then these things can be
I'm
relative.
living an amazing life right now. I'm enjoying. Yes, the country is tough, but listen, it's tougher. It's tougher outside. It's tougher. But right, you need to discover yourself. You need to know what direction you're going in life.
We're almost done. This is just 5 minutes to the top of the hour. We need to go in another 3 minutes. But I mean, Malaika, we're closing out. Top 3 things that you think spouses should be looking out for if they're preparing to get into a relationship.
Number 1, make sure that the person that you're getting married to knows God. You know, the reason your husband or your wife won't cheat you is because they have fear for God. Right? If they don't fear God, they won't fear you. If they don't have regard and respect for the institution of marriage and what God has said you should do, they will not have that respect for you.
People fear God and still do the other way.
Oh, when I say fear God, that they know that they know God, right? That's the basic thing. You need to know God, because it's your fear and reverence for God that would make you not do some things to your wife,
Absolutely.
right? You're not just doing because, oh, I can't do this. It's because you know that this thing will not sit well, you know, with the God that made me, right? Then second thing is, you know, faithfulness, right? You need to make sure that, you know, this guy knows what he wants and is going to stick with what he wants. And that comes by conversation. A relationship is built on conversation and not communion. The problem is that you meet this guy, the next thing you're in bed with him, and once you're in bed with him, nobody is talking about the critical issues that is going to affect the marriage. You're just dealing with chemistry and all of that, right? But you're supposed to sit down and have conversations. You know, what do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you want to do with your life? What kind of wife do you want? And all of that. You know, just before I went on that break, you know, I needed to make a point that you find a girl who's gone to school and has done all of the studies and she wants to further her education, but a suitor comes and you don't bother what kind of wife he wants, then you get married. And the next thing, he opens a shop for you in Ogbet and tells you, or he has a supermarket, he tells you, oh, I'm making you the person who's going to manage it. And you're trying to say, no, sweetie, I want to go to school. He's looking at you like, seriously? So you need to find out what kind of wife does the guy want. Because some want a working wife, some of the persons want a housewife. Some of the persons want somebody who will come and learn their business with them, give birth to children for them, teach their children the business, and continue the family legacy. So you need to find out, is this the kind of husband I want? You also need to make sure that you find out, am I the kind of woman that this person wants? Not just physical qualities, but all the other internal ones that we don't see.
Absolutely. This is fabulous. And no other person that has given us this fabulosity except for Mrs. Bowei. Malaika. She's actually the CEO of Volta FM. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you very much.
Truly appreciate you for your insights on this thing called love.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you guys for being part of the morning show.